WWE Monday Night Raw comes to you live from Denver, Colorado. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome Joe Tessitore to the desk. The Raw commentary desk, his debut performance as play-by-play. I gotta say, as someone that is a huge proponent of great commentary in professional wrestling, I believe the fans play a big role. The wrestlers, of course, play the most important. But you need the fans, and you also need good commentators. The people who let you know what's happening, the moves, the stories, the moments. You need all of these elements to create a great wrestling product. And when I saw that the WWE hired Joe Tessitore, I think this was months ago, I did my research on him. NFL, I think ESPN, sports commentator. Instantly I noticed he's a fan of the sport, has great energy. I think he's going to be just fine. I think he is going to kill it. And so I had high hopes, big expectations for him on his debut. I gotta say, he did not disappoint. For me, when it comes to commentary, I have my particular style or styles, Joey Styles, when I watch a wrestling product. As much of a fan as I am of Excalibur and the type of commentary he does for AEW, it does get a little exhausting when he oversells every move. Right? Okay, you oversell every move. When they win the match, it just kind of feels flat. When I used to watch wrestling, the most important things that were oversold were the finishers, the signature moves, the signatures, and then the pinfall, the finish. That was it. We're talking 80s, 90s, and a little bit of the 2000s. They wasn't selling these crazy moves. They wasn't selling suplexes. They wasn't selling all that. You get that a lot more now. Probably a little too much of it. They only sold the big moments. And what I like about Joe Tessitore is when it's just a regular match, he keeps it mellow. People call it monotone. I don't call it monotone. He keeps it at an even Steven level, like a football game. I know, football, right? Boring. Ugh. Go Texans. But if you're watching football, you just see a regular play, regular scrimmage, they toss the ball, incomplete pass. Sometimes if they get a first down. Monotone, as you guys call it, monotone. He keeps it chill. He doesn't oversell it until someone throws a bomb from the 50-yard line or even further back. It gets caught, and you see the receiver running towards the touchdown, right? Then he's like, oh, he's going. He's in the end zone. Touchdown. You know what I mean? Then he gets excited. He doesn't really get excited until something is happening. And we got that tonight. Joe Tessitore is old school. He's not going to get excited and oversell everything. He's only going to sell what's important. He'll sell when Drew McIntyre broke CM Punk's bracelet. He sold the hell out of that. Beautiful. He'll sell Pete Dunne attacking Sheamus. Sold the hell out of that. Beautiful. He'll sell the finish. He'll sell the pinfall. He'll do all of that. But if you're just doing a move, doing a moonsault, doing a suplex, keep it even Steven. Mellow. Not insulting them. I think that's good sometimes. Every once in a while, if I'm watching a match, I don't want to be yelled at. That's something Corey Graves did that I didn't like. Corey Graves oversold everything. It feels like he was just yelling. I mean, get excited. I want that. But don't yell at everything. You know what I mean? See, Mauro Ranallo, people get on Mauro Ranallo for yelling at everything, which I hate, which is not true. Mauro doesn't yell at everything. He sells the moves. He sells the moves, he sells the action, and then sells the big moments. And that's okay. I love it when people sell the moves. He's also great at selling the finishers as well, and the finish. But for the most part, Morrow sells the moves. This is a big move. And sometimes when they hit it, it is a big move. When they kick out at 2, that's a big moment. Joey Styles sold the moves and the moments. And that's okay. Sometimes you need that commentary style for the type of wrestling product that you have. But every once in a while, I kind of just want to get up, go to the next room, go to the kitchen, get me something to eat, and just have it on in the background. So it's good to have a Joe Tessitore to just kind of let me know, hey, bruh, I gotcha. Ain't nothing going on. I'm mellow. When something happens, I'm going to get excited. So when I start yelling and raising my voice and giving you more energy, run your ass back in here. But in the meantime, go ahead and head to the next room. Go ahead and get you some more water, get you some popcorn, get you a snack. Ain't nothing much happening right here. So, for me, that type of commentary style might be perfect for where the WWE is. In particular, Monday Night Raw. Now, don't worry, it's not permanent. Joe Tessitore is only here for the rest of the year. Michael Cole will come back to Monday Night Raw when it moves to Netflix, along with Pat McAfee, which is in January. So this is a good time to experiment with Joe Tessitore and just see what he can learn. I think if I was going to criticize him for something, and it's minor, super minor, I do hope over time he works on his pacing. So when things are picking up in the match, usually commentators pick up with that energy. They either speak faster to keep up with the action. When big moves are happening, they crescendo to the big moment. They're very good at crescendoing, like Michael Cole and Jim Ross. But these are people who have been doing it for 30, 40 years, since the 80s, some since the 70s. So they know how to tell a story. They know how to crescendo to a big moment. And Joe needs to work on that. He's not going to learn that immediately. Now, Mauro Ranallo picked up on it almost quickly, but he's used to basically doing the same thing with boxing. So it wasn't that big of a transition for him. But with Joe Tessitore, you're going from football where most of the time scrimmages, incomplete passes, ain't much happening, so he's mellow. And he only sells the touchdowns or the big moments. You know what I mean? He's not going to sell everything. He's only going to sell the moments. So that means character moments, stories, when things are, big moments are happening on TV, when someone wins a championship, he'll sell that. He'll sell that. But he's not going to sell an Ushigoroshi like Morrow. Ushigoroshi! He would put his back into that. He'll just say, Ushigoroshi, pinfall, and a 2 count. You know, keep it mellow. And I kind of like that. I like that. So as long as he works on his pacing and calling the action just a little bit more, which are two things, if you're just starting commentary, I do not expect you to be good at. I'm going to give him some grace on those two aspects. Calling the action. There were moves in there he was probably not even aware of or he has knowledge of. He's a football commentator. He might be a fan of WWE. That doesn't mean he's a hardcore fan like me and you. You know what I mean? So he probably didn't know much of a lot of the moves, and that's why Wade Barrett's there to cover for him on that. And he's probably still trying to get used to the sports entertainment aspect of it, so his pacing's going to be off. That is fine. If anything else, the fact that he's great at selling the big moments, he's already better than Kevin Patrick. He's already better than Corey Graves. He's already better than a lot of the commentators. He just needs to get used to his position as play-by-play, which is going to take time. He's not going to be amazing at it. He's not going to be Jim Ross or Mauro Ranallo next week. He'll get better within a year or so. And the more he does it, the more he understands the sports entertainment aspect of it, I think he'll be great. I see the potential. Someone told me about Matt Striker. Absolutely. Matt Striker is amazing at selling the moments. Oh my goodness, his ability to get over those moments when he was doing not color commentary, but yeah, he was great at that too. When he was doing play-by-play for Lucha Underground, he was excellent. Oh my God, he was one of the best parts of the entire show. People need to give Joe some grace. Because I see people already saying he's monotone. He doesn't have the same energy as this guy and that guy. And he doesn't. I'll give you that. But that's all due to where he came from. Where if nothing's happening, he's not going to oversell it. And sometimes you need that. So I do think he should keep that aspect somewhat. But I do agree, after a while of working with WWE, he should be better at pacing. He should be better at calling the moves and crescendoing to the big moments. But that comes with time. But for his very first commentary gig in WWE, I thought he did a great job. An excellent job, even. And he'll only get better. He can only get better from here on in. So, give me your thoughts on Joe Tessitore as the new play-by-play commentator. Do you believe that he's going to be great for WWE? I'm very curious to know where your head's at when it comes to that. So, we're going to get into Monday Night Raw. We're also going to break down some wrestling news items here that are, some are big, some are just kind of, all right, here's what happened. Keep you up to date with what's going on. I want to talk about one story here, but it's not related to WWE. I might have to save that for an individual video. But we will get into some things. I will quickly mention Julia debuting on NXT, because that did happen. I did a short about it. Some of you didn't see it. But I will talk about her really quickly. And we'll talk about Raw, the build-up to Bad Blood, CM Punk getting attacked by Drew breaking his bracelet, which is setting up what I think should be Hell in a Cell, which I called, by the way. Called that in Berlin. I said, okay, what is he going to do to set up Hell in a Cell? We got it. We're definitely getting Hell in a Cell. We're definitely getting it. Can't wait for it. We're setting up, I think, based off of what they did tonight, Sami Zayn and Gunther. Sami needs some wins, but we'll get into that later. Jey Uso and Braun Breaker. That should be interesting. And we'll see what they do on SmackDown. I don't think we're getting Cody and Solo at Bad Blood. We'll get that probably next week. And we'll get through that, and then we'll probably do Roman and Solo. Cody, I think, is going to fight Kevin Owens. I have a feeling next Friday, that's when he turns heel. And I'll happily accept another rematch between those two if Kevin is the heel. I think other than what happened on Raw tonight and then some news items, I think we can go ahead and move things along here. Let's pay the bills. I don't want to keep you waiting too long. We will do the sponsorship, we'll do the plugs, we'll do the shout outs, and then we'll start things off with some wrestling news, then the Raw review, and then I'll get out of here. So, if this is the first time you're watching me, do me a solid favor. Like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Wow, you're at it! Help expand the brand by doing the following things. Join the membership. Click that join button and get the opportunity to request a video of your choosing, whether it's a live reaction, a hot topic, or a review, past, present, or future. Also, don't forget to give thanks. Hit that super thanks. If you would like to donate after the fact, you can also like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, just Alex Central. Give me a follow on Instagram, give me a follow on Spotify, give me a follow on Cameo, give me a follow on Threads, give us a follow on Discord. Check out the audio podcasts, and give me a follow on TikTok. For I am the techest of the talkest. Donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, Venmo, and yes, Super Chats are officially on. You can donate at any point in time during the broadcast to get your thoughts played live on the air. Email me at justalexsworld@gmail.com for business inquiries, just to say hi, and get yourself a t-shirt today at Pro Wrestling Tees and Teespring. Are you a Just Alex guy? To get you an I'm a Just Alex guy t-shirt right now, hot off the press. Also get you an old school Deluxe Man t-shirt, get you a new school Alex's World t-shirt, and many, many, many more t-shirts coming your way very, very soon. Thank you all so much for being a part of Alex's World. Real quick shout out to the lovely people over at SeatGeek Land for being the partners of today's broadcast. SeatGeek is here to give you a leg up when it comes to purchasing your tickets for any event. That includes wrestling events. Are you someone that's looking to go to All Out this weekend in Chicago? Are you looking to go to Bad Blood next month in October? But you look at the ticket prices and you go, man, I don't know if I can afford that. Well, the thing about SeatGeek is it allows you to see the best deals for any seat at any time. So you can get you a good seat for little money. Also, this is the best part. If you use SeatGeek to get your tickets, I can give you a promo code to get $20 off. Just Alyx, no space, just Alyx, and you will get $20 off your first ticket purchase. Don't believe me? Let's get a quick word from our partners, and then we'll get to some shout out.
Today's video is sponsored by SeatGeek. If you're a wrestling fan looking for access to great seats for any wrestling event near you, then you want to use this app. With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek stands as the unrivaled #1 ticketing app in the market today. SeatGeek constantly delivers incredible deals on ticket prices. When you're exploring the app, keep an eye out for the special green dots that mark the best deals. What's even better is that every ticket you purchase is backed by SeatGeek's buyer guarantee, with the option to return your tickets and even swap them before the events. So here's an exclusive for you. If you click the link down below and use the promo code JUSTALYX, you can get $20 off your first purchase. Yes, $20 off any ticket that you purchase using the promo code JUSTALYX. This is a sweet deal that you could use literally right now. So don't wait. Click the link, download the app, and join the SeatGeek family today.
Thank you all so much for joining me. You know what to do. It is imperative that you hit that like button, because the more you like the video, the more opportunities I will be given to be recommended here on YouTube. So boost that algorithm by hitting that like button. Also, show some love to the Mod Squad. The mods are in the building. Ultra Shout 97 Fire So Hard, Elias, a demon, New Japan Pro Wrestling, yo. Cleo does everything. Everything. Highway Dylan Danger, and of course, we got Big MGM. These lovely people are the reason why this is a safe space for wrestling fans like you and like me, because they keep it clean from the trolls. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to go ahead and give a big, quick shout out to 3 belts, 3 Diglets, for retaining his Super Chat Championship at Bash in Berlin. Franklin Torres did show up, but Franklin let big old 3 Diglets know, hey, I want you to know something. I'm gonna let you win this one, but understand me, you are still not my tribal chief, and I'm gonna come for you when it's time. Man, we do long-term storytelling. Now, they've set a date for WrestleMania. Franklin Torres and, of course, Big MGM are going to take it all the way to WrestleMania. And I'm very curious to know who is going to step up to 3 Diglets in the meantime. Because he still has to defend the belt at Bad Blood, at Survivor Series, and Royal Rumble. And, of course, I think whatever the pay-per-view is going to be in... What's happening in February? Well, February and March. Forgot. What is that going to be? A foreign show? We'll figure it out. Chamber, right? Chamber? We'll figure it out. But yeah, man, I'm very excited to see where the stories go with this Super Chat Championship. But congratulations to 3 Diglets, who currently holds 3 Super Chat Championships. He has 2 of mine. The World Super Chat Championship, the International Super Chat Championship, which is for AEW shows, and he also holds the A and B Super Chat Championship, which is huge. You love to see it. By the way, Right Hand Cam, I appreciate you for being a member of the channel. It's been fun, cool. My man, thank you for continuing to support the channel, my dude. I also see a super chat here from 98% of the time. I don't know why that wasn't played. Is it still registering? Okay, well, hopefully that plays soon. That's weird. But thank you 98% of the time for that donation. Hopefully, if it doesn't play in the next 5 minutes, I'll just read it. Because that is weird. I don't know why Super Chats aren't playing. They should be working. Anyways, let's go ahead and do the shout outs here. Say hello to the people. We got YouTube member LaBeat Jr. doing his best impression of Chris Jericho. Hi guys! Or actually, hey guys! We got Darcy Chatham. What's up? We got Josh Chisholm. I see JJ. Who let the dogs out? Who? Joe Davidian. Of course, coming from the land of A&B combos. I see Sean Swaby. Baby! Sean Swaby in his house. Good to have you here, sir. I see Dante Houston. Interesting name. I see... There we go. That super chat was very late. I don't know why I played that late.
Sorry, just joined the live. I was there in Denver tonight. I gotta know, how did we come across on TV? Did we help the show?
I think you did. Crowd was really into the show, was really into the matches. I think the show you guys were given wasn't as hype, exciting as previous episodes. So I don't really blame y'all for not being as loud as previous shows. But for what you were given, y'all were great. You reacted very well, and it didn't come across very loudly. Especially for Jey Uso's entrance and CM Punk. So y'all were loud, for sure. Where was I? Okay, so we're still doing shout-outs. We got Your Goatness, Lauren Biggs, Tony Hayes, Kevin S. Oshiro. Good to have you here. Kevin S. Oshiro. I see Eddie Lamb Music, one of my most biggest supporters, who has been here for over a decade. Eddie Lamb Music seriously is just a big supporter, and one of these days, bro, we gotta meet up and I'll buy drinks and we could just chit chat, man. King Tyler, what's good to have you, King Tyler? Once again, Mr. King Tyler, I'm very curious to know if you will be challenging for this World Championship, Super Chat Championship in the future. My boy 3 Diglets needs some opponents, man. Franklin Torres is just one dude. He's going to need some people to challenge. I wonder if you're curious. You know, I'm trying to get him to challenge because King Tyler has been a pretty big donator in the past. Let's get some more shoutouts in here. I see Joseph Winters. I also see the Prophet DM20. Interesting. We are going to talk about Odyssey Jones. Don't worry. That is in the lineup. We're going to get to that. Aaron Teagle. I don't want to skip anybody here. There's a lot of people in this thing. Shadow Star. Ethan Zarkarbuk. I also see XX Cold Fire. Or I'm just going to call you Cold Fire. How about that? Just Cold Fire. That just seems to work better. And let's do one more. 412 Hamrock. So again, thank you all for being here. I did see that donation. I'm going to let that play first. And I don't know why it's taken so long for these donations to play. I think that might be a glitch from... Yeah, this might be a glitch from Streamlabs. They're probably just, I don't know. I can't control how Streamlabs does its work. Might have to just move along and just let it play. There it is.
Rhea and Damian are being booked too strong now. I mean, why was Liv running from a one-legged Rhea?
Why wouldn't anybody run from a one-legged Rhea, let alone a two-legged Rhea? Have you seen Rhea Ripley? That woman ain't someone to fuck with. I would run from her too. Honestly, nah, I let her do whatever she wants with me. But no, seriously, it is one of those things where she's built as a monster, someone who could beat up men and women. Yeah, Liv would be stupid not to run. Believably so. And it doesn't come across as cowardly. It comes across as, this bitch is crazy, get her away from me. You get what I mean? So. Alright, thank y'all so much for being here. We're going to move things along. I'm pausing Super Chats now. Get your donations in. We will read the rest of the super chats at the end of the stream, but we are going to get to some news items, if you don't mind. First thing on the docket, and this is something that I am very happy to talk about. Victoria, friend of the pod, friend of the channel, big fan of Just Alex's World, has recently signed a Legends deal, a nostalgia contract with the WWE. She will be helping out with media. She will be helping out with touring, and they get to add her character, her moveset to the video games. And I'm not seeing this as official, but I think it's clear as day what they're doing. It's looking like she's being set up for a Hall of Fame induction. About damn time. When you think about the golden era of the divas, with the Trish Stratuses and the Litas and the Mickie Jameses, how can you not think about Victoria? One of the best female wrestlers of that era. She has influenced some of our top females, Bayley being one of them. So, congratulations to Victoria. If you're watching, send me a text and we can chat afterwards. But yeah, she's amazing. And she's lovely and she's nice. She's super nice. Her TV character is scary mean, but off screen, just a lovable personality. Too nice for wrestling. Julia! Stardom's or Marigold's, let me get that one right. Well, she was in Stardom, right? She was in Stardom, then she went to Marigold. Joshi, female wrestler. Julia made her debut on NXT No Mercy last night. Wanted to give her some screen time here. She did not take on anybody. She just appeared after Roxanne beat Jada Parker for the NXT Championship. Basically saying, let me get this right. This is a very famous phrase of mine. I don't want to botch it. She said, I likes it, and I wants it. She didn't actually say that, but if you look in her eyes, look in my eyes, what do you see? Roxanne's gonna get her ass beat and put in the grave with a tombstone. You know what I mean? Like, she dead. Roxanne's dead. I love her. Roxanne Perez, I'm sorry, but you're dead. The moment you step in the ring with Julia, it's over. If you've seen any of Julia's matches, any match, you know she does not play. She will knock the shit out of you. Literally, she's knocked some female wrestlers out. She hits hard. I don't think she's going to pull her punches. She's not pulling her punches with NXT talent. So these females are about to get their asses whooped. So Roxanne, say your prayers. Enjoy this championship run while you have it, because when you step in the ring with Julia, it's over. Over! But good to have her here. There are pictures of her with Io Sky and Kairi Sane, all these friends of hers from Stardom and Marigold. She's fitting in just fine. And yes, I do put her up there with the Asukas. I put her up there with a lot of these other Japanese female talents. She's going to be just fine. She's going to be great. Speaking of Asuka, PW Insider reports that Asuka has signed a new deal with WWE while she's recovering from her knee injury. Those of you wondering where Asuka is, she is on break after getting knee surgery. So she is recovering from that. She is expected to be back next year for Raw's move to Netflix. So she's taking the rest of the year off to heal up. And yeah, she should be back in line to start wrestling when they move to Raw. When they move to Netflix. When Raw moves to Netflix. Yeah, why not? Good that she signed a new deal. We'll get more to these new deals in just a second because there is a story about it. Big story. But I'm very happy for her that she's still making money while recovering. And I didn't think that she was going to be leaving WWE anyways, because there was that rumor where her contract was coming up and people were just speculating that she was taking off TV because she was leaving. Nah, she was taking time off to heal from her knee surgery or her knee issues. And I had a feeling she was going to resign, and I was right. I had a feeling that was going to happen. So, Good for you, Asuka. Make that money, man. Never gonna get mad at a wrestler, at any performer, for betting on themselves and signing whatever contract is in front of them. As long as they're making money, that's what matters. This is a sad story. Jo Offerman, the widow of Bray Wyatt, did an interview with Southern Wrestling Autographs, and she shares her thoughts on the Wyatt Six. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I do want to read this snippet that she shared. She says, when she was asked how she felt about the Wyatt Six, she says, it's a very bittersweet thing for me. So I love it for multiple reasons. I love it for the fact that his legacy, Bray's legacy, is still strong. And he's out there. His spirit is out there through his brother. I love it for Taylor. That's Bo Dallas' real name. Because if Wyndham wanted anything in the world, it'd be for his family to succeed, for his brother to succeed. So I'm very happy that Bo has that opportunity to kind of carry on this legacy. But it's really hard a lot of the times because it's like a trigger for me. Yeah, this is sad. She says, I've learned that, and I've had to put my phone down and completely not watch it at points. That goes back to Samantha Irvin, and Liv Morgan. I'd be like, hey, can you warn me if it's something today? Because I'll stay off social media. So anytime she sees the Wyatt Six come out, it still triggers her because it's Bray's music. It's Bray's gimmick. And it's still very soon. He just died a year ago. And that was part of the reason why I didn't want the Wyatt Six to debut, like right now, because it's still fresh. The wound is still fresh. But they're making it work. It's a great tribute to Bray, and it's making people remember him. So I agree with her on that. But she still gets triggered by it. She continues, she says, I didn't even know it was happening, and his music hit, and I straight up could not stop crying all night. It was a full-on panic attack for me. Jesus Christ. I've had to kind of make it work in the best way that I can because I do support it. So she's a fan of the Wyatt Six, but it triggers her. As it should. She just lost the love of her life, the father of her children, her best friend. That shit. You don't just get over that. So prayers for JoJo. She's going through it, man. And I'm very surprised she did that interview. I would think she would be quiet. John Bradshaw Layfield made a shocking appearance at TNA Emerges this past weekend. Yeah, JBL was on TNA. You love to see it if you saw it. Did you see it? Maybe not. PW Insider reports that John C. Layfield, JBL, is currently still under a WWE contract, Legends deal, that would allow him to appear elsewhere as long as he doesn't violate any of his intellectual properties with WWE. So if you go to TNA, you can't be called JBL. You gotta be called JC Layfield. They had no issues with him making appearances with TNA. And you know what? Since TNA is currently locked in a deal with NXT, why not? Why not let some WWE talent go to TNA? I'm still waiting on AJ Styles to pop in on TNA. He has yet to touch TNA. I don't know why. How do you not have AJ Styles pop up in TNA? How? I'm sorry, it doesn't make any sense to me. The last two big news items are what people are mostly talking about. Let's get into Odyssey Jones. So it was reported by Fightful Select today that Odyssey Jones is no longer listed on the WWE roster page. No word on a change in his status. No one knows if he's been suspended or fired. But talents are surprised by him being off the roster page. Xavier Woods went on Twitter and said, I had nothing to do with it. I didn't do nothing to him. Currently, Odyssey Jones is not scheduled for any upcoming appearances on Raw, so that is interesting. Now, usually, if I was to see a name or a talent not on the main roster's webpage, I would not make a big deal out of that. Sometimes they take it down to bring up a much more updated version with a new picture. And they do that with everybody. So it's not uncommon for you to go on their roster page and not see their page up there because it's going through maintenance. It happens with all the talents. It's not a huge deal. But the fact that it's being reported on, and Fightful Select is a very trustworthy source for me. So if they're reporting on it, that means something must have happened. What that something is, I don't know. It would really suck that they gave him a storyline after being off TV for what feels like a full year. Because he got called up in 2023? What's it, 22? 23, right? And they did nothing with him for a full year. He finally gets TV time. And then he's gone? Nah, that doesn't seem right. If he did something to screw that up, that's on him. But we'll see. I don't know. I don't really think it's anything like too big. Hopefully not. I think if it was, we would have known about it. But hopefully he didn't do anything stupid to screw up that story. We got some people saying something happened, but we'll find out. We'll definitely find out. I don't really see anything he could have done that would get him fired. You get what I mean? Well, I'm not in the wrestling business right now, so maybe he did do something. We'll figure it out. And the final piece of wrestling news before we get to the Raw review is a story that people were talking about this over the weekend. And I didn't make a big deal about it because it came from Dave Meltzer, one. But also, when you hear the story, it's hard to believe this is even a real story. So I'll just read you the headline and I'll let you react to it. WWE reportedly is upset over AEW's high salaries for new signings. Huh? Really? They got time to be upset over that? So let's read it. This comes straight from Dave Meltzer, Wrestling Observer to be exact. Says here, Swerve Strickland's recent AEW contract is reportedly one of the most lucrative deals in professional wrestling, placing him in the same pay range as top stars like Kazuchika Okada and Mercedes Moné. Those of you who don't know, Mercedes Moné is making $5 million a year for, I think, 3 years, which puts her at $15 million. Okada is making $13 million for 3 years. And I forgot who else. There's another signee that's somewhere up there too. Was it Kenny? I don't remember. They're saying that Swerve signed a new deal, a 5-year deal that goes all the way to 2019. Oh my goodness. 2029 for 5 years. And they're saying he's getting paid just as much as them. Wow. That's big. I don't know about y'all, but congratulations to Swerve. He deserves it. He deserves it, man. Legit main event player. Has been since day one, but I'm glad they're acknowledging him now. So this is where the story gets kind of crazy. Dave Meltzer reports that the WWE doesn't like the idea that AEW is so willing to overpay stars like Strickland. That's so weird. WWE's frustration seems to stem from their perception that Strickland's salary far exceeds what they consider the market value for someone his level of experience. What? And achievements. While many see this as AEW's willingness to invest heavily in their talent, WWE sees this as AEW driving up the prices for all talent, even those that aren't as deserving. It was rumored that WWE was interested in Daniel Garcia, and he too got paid a lot of money to stay in AEW. Now, that's not been confirmed yet. No word has come out about Daniel Garcia re-signing with AEW. Tony Khan has yet to speak on that too. So, and that's the story. Essentially, WWE is mad that certain talent that they want are getting so much money that it's making them hard to pick up. Listen, I didn't talk about this story when it first dropped on, I think, Friday. And that was on purpose, deliberately. And here's why. And I'm sorry, I gotta I gotta be transparent with you. I don't trust Dave Meltzer when it comes to news anymore. I don't. I understand that Dave Meltzer has been doing wrestling news since the 80s. Actually, since the 70s. For a long time. He was the premier wrestling news guy for decades. He was the one that broke a lot of the returns. That broke a lot of the big news. People being released and certain things not working out. He was the go-to guy for that. And yeah, he deserves everything that he's earned. He has a newsletter for it. He's built an entire career off of reporting wrestling, which is a great gig. But as of lately, Dave Meltzer has been missing. He has not been giving us legit, honest, fair review, not even reviews, but news. Sometimes he just reports stuff, and then when it's inaccurate, he tries to spin it as if, no, what I meant to say is no. For example, this one is very egregious. Recently, one half of the Wild Samoans passed away. I think it was Sika. I'm pretty sure it was. Well, one of them passed away, and Dave Meltzer reported too early that he died. The family didn't come out and say anything about it. They told no one. Dave Meltzer just got a text message and said, Sika passed away. The family of Sika had to come out and say, no, he's still alive. And then when that happened, the least Dave could have done was go, I'm so sorry that I jumped the gun on that. That was completely ugly of me. It is not my position to reveal this news. Going forward, I won't do that again. He doesn't do that. He doesn't address it. From that moment, it was way before this moment here, but that was the moment where I just went, dude, I can't trust you for anything you report going forward. Because before, Dave Meltzer would be hit and miss, but every once in a while he would hit. And you would give him credit for that when he hits. Now it's like, dude, if you're willing to be inaccurate about a wrestler's death for clicks, I can't trust you. I can't trust you. So the moment I heard that this news came from Dave Meltzer, instantly I went, I don't trust it. I don't trust it. The only reason why I'm talking about it is because other content creators and wrestling personalities have talked about it. Swerve Strickland retweeted or tweeted at Raj Giri, who also was like, I don't trust this report. This makes no sense. But Swerve said he has text messages from people inside WWE saying they're upset about him getting this high of a price, him getting this high of a salary. So if I'm going to be fair, unbiased when it comes to this wrestling news stuff, I want to be sure that the story is at least legit. You know what I mean? I don't want to just be telling you guys about stories that aren't necessarily true, because that's not fair to you, right? But anyways, let's talk about it, I guess. So I have two minds of this, and both of them are not good. So let's just say it's not true. Let's just say this story is unreal and Dave Meltzer just made up a lie, and WWE is not all that upset about Swerve Strickland. Then that's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous that WWE would be upset to begin with. Why would they care? Need I remind you, the WWE is getting ready to make $5 billion simply moving Raw to Netflix. Do you know how much $5 billion? That's a lot that's more than Tony Khan makes over the next 10 years, granted, but $5 billion? And then this new merger with TKO basically rose their stocks, so everybody's making more money. They're not lacking money here. I doubt they give a fuck. They're selling out arenas left and right. They literally just set a record for the highest grossing arena event ever with Bash in Berlin. Why should they give a fuck how much a Swerve Strickland is making, how much a Mercedes Moné is making, how much a Kazuchika Okada is making. Why should they care? It makes no sense to me. I don't understand why anyone would believe this story to begin with. Because to me, wrestlers were underpaid, have been underpaid for what they do for decades. Decades. One of the things about WCW that I appreciated was that wrestlers got paid. They got paid for what they did, and they were taken care of. You could say Eazy-E, Eric Bischoff was overpaying all these top talents. You know what? I disagree with that. He was paying them what they were worth. There are NBA, not even NBA, there are NFL, NBA, MLB, regular sports athletes who on average, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, because I might have to look this up, on average make around $2 million a year. And they have an off season. Someone look this up for me. I'm not joking. I think on average, every NBA, NFL, and MLB talent makes around $2 million. And all of those sports have off seasons. These wrestlers are home 60 days a year. With AEW, it's a little bit more than that. I think with AEW, I think it's around 180. It's actually 3 times as much. But they get a lot more time off. Regardless, 60 days a year, they get time off. Unless they get injured. And maybe Triple H will give some grace to them and allow them to stay home for a little bit longer than that. But they don't get to be home all that much. They are on the road, traveling, consistently. And they're constantly performing, putting their bodies on the line. The requirement for athleticism and pain tolerance is a lot higher than any other sport. So these guys deal with a lot more, are put at risk a lot more. And the fact that they made less money made no sense to me. So anytime someone told me it's 1.5 million. Fair enough, 1.5 million. So I was close. So around 2 million. That's fair. Anytime I see a wrestler get a lot of money, get paid the big bucks, that's me. I clap for him. I go, you're the shit. You deserve that money. For the very fact that you are choosing to be a wrestler and you're on the grind, the WWE grind in particular, nah, you should at least, to me, at the very least, you should be making $500,000. $500,000. That might not even be enough. $500,000 just to be on the main roster. That's base level. Anyone making less than $500,000, you are getting cheated, my friend. So I am very much in agreement with AEW paying wrestlers more. That was one of the best things about having AEW, because it's forcing WWE now to raise the payment for other wrestlers. Why in the world would anyone be mad at that? I'm serious. This is a great thing. Now, the other side of this coin. Let's just assume, again, this is real. And for some reason, WWE is getting their panties in a bunch over AEW giving Swerve Strickland more money, as if he didn't deserve it, right? From that mindset, I have to look at it from a business perspective. So let's just say the WWE wants to get Swerve Strickland. I'm pretty sure they wanted Swerve like they wanted Mercedes and like they wanted Okada. I think if I'm WWE, yeah, I would be pissed off. From the standpoint of, okay, we wanted these talents, but now that Tony Khan is giving them 13 million, 15 million, something, tens of millions, for us to get them, we have to now pay that amount. You know what I say to that? Oh well, bitch. Oh well. Pony up. Pony up. Don't bitch about it. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Nah. Oh, now we gotta pay. I don't know how much Swerve is making. If it's in the same range as Okada and Mercedes, who are making 13 million, 15 million, so around 10 million. Let's say over 10 million, right? So base level 10 million. If Swerve Strickland's contract is 10 million for 5 years, guess what, bitch? Pony up. Pay him 10 million. And see, the downside to that is if they bring in Swerve Strickland and they pay him $10 million, they gotta pay Roman Reigns $10 million or more. They gotta pay Cody Rhodes $10 million or more. They gotta pay all these other talents who are bigger stars than Swerve Strickland more. So yeah, I can see the frustration, and 100%. I'm not trying to sit here and, if this is real, I'm just going off the fact that this is real. I agree with the people that it is a ridiculous look for WWE. If this is real, for them to get upset at this. I'm just trying to put you in their mindset. Why would they be upset? Just playing out the idea that this is real. So, if Swerve's contract is $10 million over 5 years, and then they want to sign him, guess what, bitch? You gotta give him $10 million. Hell yeah. Anyone that thinks Swerve Strickland is not worth $10 million, you don't know what you're talking about. Mercedes Moné. We'll get into Mercedes later on this week. I have a very special video for her coming. That's coming tomorrow. Look for that. Or maybe it'll come Wednesday. But we'll definitely talk about Mercedes. But she's getting $15 million over the next 3 years. I'm pretty sure now that WWE kicked her out and said she wasn't worth much, Mercedes is going to want that exact same amount if they want her back. So I know they're kicking themselves. Motherfucker. Why the fuck did you give her that? Why did you give her that amount of money? Oh well. Oh well. If you can't pay him, sorry about your damn luck, James Storm. I don't give a shit how you feel these wrestlers don't deserve certain amounts of money. Who are you to say what they're worth? You know what they're worth? What someone is willing to pay for them. Swerve Strickland is a tens of millions of dollars contract wrestler. So is Okada. So is Mercedes. And Tony, although I do think he isn't quite treating them like it. Oh well, bitch. You don't like it? Suck on it. Sit on it and twirl. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where for them to get mad about this, it makes them look petty and bad. Which is why I don't want to believe it. Because I'm like, why would y'all be wasting your time getting mad about this? It's stupid. Who cares? And honestly, if I'm WWE, and I agree with Super Chat Champion 3 Diglets here, I mean, if I had to pay $15 million to get Mercedes, I love Mercedes. I ain't paying no $15 million. I'm not paying no $15 million to get Mercedes. I'm not. I love her. I can negotiate. What's the highest female contract? I think the highest female contract is $3 million a year. Charlotte Flair, right? Okay. And she signed that, so that's around 9 to 10 million, close to 9 million for her. Okay, I'll negotiate that. I ain't giving you no 15 million. And I love her. I am a Mercedes Moné fan. And even I agree that, okay, that's a bit much, Sasha Mercedes. But again, like when you really start to think about it, again, why the fuck would WWE care? Why would they care? They're not hurting for money. And if they wanted them, shoot, whatever. They'll pay her. They'll pay Swerve. They'll pay Okada. I love the fact that AEW is giving them money. Probably more than they deserve, whatever. That's their value. These wrestlers don't get paid enough any goddamn ways. So I like that AEW is here as a competitor and paying these wrestlers more, which is going to force the WWE to pay their talent more. You don't like it, bitch? That's too goddamn bad. But that's just on the assumption that this story is real, which I don't believe it is. I don't think it's real. But give me your thoughts. Like, going off the assumption that this is real, how would you guys feel? How would you guys feel about talent getting more money, working with AEW, and forcing WWE to step up their game and pay other wrestlers more? Do you believe that the AEW talent are overpaid? Do you believe that it's actually hurting the market? Or are you like me where I'm like, oh, too bad. That's their value? If that's their worth with AEW, that's their worth with you now. Deal with it. Or don't sign them. That's if you believe the story. Alright, we're going to move things along here to the Raw review. I do appreciate you guys for entertaining me for this news session. I love this. I love being able to talk to you guys about wrestling news. Just kind of get my thoughts out there, and you guys can just kind of let me know how you feel about it. But let's talk about Monday Night Raw live in Denver, Colorado. WrestleTix says they had around 12,000 sold out. 12,000 sold out in the arena. Not bad. Big crowd. 12,000, 13,000, 14,000. Those are big shows, and they're doing that consistently. You haven't seen that kind of number, those kind of numbers, since the Attitude Era, where they were shoulder to shoulder, packed in those arenas, packed in those buildings. Like, literally, go back and watch just a random episode, 1998, Stone Cold Steve Austin Rock. Look at the crowd. It's standing room only. We're not there yet, but it is packed in these arenas. So a couple of things about tonight's episode that I just want to touch on. Once again, Joe Tessitore, for his first night in WWE on play-by-play commentary, I thought he did a great job. He sold the stories, he sold the moments, and he really made this show feel prime time. The problem with him is that he's not used to the pacing. He's not used to the, how do I put this? When you're doing commentary, it's not just about the moves. It's about the emotion. It's about the characters and the stories that they're telling with the moves. And he's not good at that yet. He's still very mellow. People call it monotone. When it comes to moments that don't matter, he doesn't sell them. Like in football. When it's just a regular scrimmage, he's mellow about it. Oh, incomplete pass. Oh, third down. You know what I mean? He did the same thing here with the matches. When there's nothing happening, he's just very mellow. And that's expected. I'm not sitting here saying that that's great. I'm just giving him grace because it's his first night. It's his first night here. Over time, I do expect him to get better at that. And I hope he does. And I think he will. He will get better. Just getting used to calling the moves, getting used to selling the action more. He is already better than Corey Graves and Kevin Patrick at selling the moments. You get me? He's good at when a big moment's happening with CM Punk and Drew, for example. He's losing his mind over it. When Pete Dunne attacks Sheamus, he's high pitch, very, very high energetic. It's a great sell. When a pinfall's happening, he's up on his feet. When a finisher is hit, he's up on his feet. Old school commentary. But nowadays, you need to put a little bit more energy into your work. So I do hope over time, Michael Cole trains him, coaches him, to put a little bit more effort into the pacing of his commentary and calling the action a bit better. Which is not something I expect him to be good at on his first night. Now, in 3 months, if he's still not good at it, we're going to have a different conversation. But until then, he's great. Much better than Kevin Patrick. Much better than Corey Graves. That's just my thoughts. Rhea Ripley opened the show, basically calling out Liv Morgan to whoop that ass because she pinned her at Bash at Berlin. Dominik Mysterio comes out with a black eye, redness, crowds booing the piss out of him. Can I just say this? I know it's preaching to the choir. Dom is an excellent heel. He is old school, fun to hate, you love to see him get beat up type of heel. You don't get that enough. There are too many cool heels. Way too many, I want you guys to like me, I'm cool kind of heels. Nah, he is a heel that does its job too goddamn well. People love to hate Dom. And he's so good at being hated. Again, I hope they never turn him babyface. But he comes out with a black eye. He starts defending Liv, saying she's not here, only for Liv to try to come out and blindside Rhea. And they do blindside her. They get her tied up in the ropes. And it looked devastating, because at first I thought she was actually caught up in the ropes and it was an accident. No, it was part of the plan, because they did a whole storyline with it. But she gets caught up in the ropes. They start attacking her leg. It was very well done, by the way. And she gets hung up. Damian Priest comes out to save her. And there's this whole storyline where she's limping. They were supposed to have a tag match against the tag team champs, apparently, which is interesting. Would have been nice to see that match, but they're holding that off, clearly. And she had to get a different person to come fight for her. And who better to fight for her than her boyfriend, her other boyfriend, Mr. Yeet Jey Uso. Man, this woman got a side man and a husband, Buddy Matthews, Buddy Murphy. Unfortunately, Buddy is currently locked up in AEW and can't do much, so she'll just sell for Jay. Yeet. So that was the opening segment. Crowd was super in love with Rhea. A natural babyface. You love to see it. Alpha Academy. Akira Tozawa, Maxine Dupree, and Otis got their asses whooped by American Made. Because I'm proud to be an American and a big Chad Gable fan. Thank you. Does he even do that anymore? Sheesh. Does he do that? What does he do now? Whatever. Thank you. After losing to the Wyatt Six, they needed this win. American Made does get the victory. Maxine Dupree, her 2 minutes of offense is cute. After a while, I'm gonna get sick of it. I'm like, hey, eventually you're gonna need to have a full-fledged match, Maxine. But 2 minutes is fine. It's better than sucking completely, entirely. But Ivy Nile does beat her with a modified Dragon Sleeper. Great shit. And American Made does win. Next week, this is big. American Made, after the match, challenged the Wyatt Six to a 8-man street fight. Woo! 8-man street fight. Huge match. The Wyatt Six come out and they accept the challenge. So next week, that's going to be that's going to be nuts. And between you and me, I hope American Made wins. Can we give American Made... Look, the Wyatt Six has already won most of the matches against American Made. I'm not even trying to sit here and act like that they're not... as much as I love American Made, I know what the bigger stars are. I know who the bigger stars are. The bigger stars here are the Wyatt Six. As they should be. That being said... Can we throw American Made a bone? Throw them a freaking bone here. Like, give them something. Can we give them a win? I'm not saying they should win all the time, but give them a win. They can pin Joe Gacy. Who gives a fuck? Don't pin Bo Dallas. Don't pin Nikki Cross. Pin Joe Gacy. Who cares? Who cares? So, it will probably be, if I'm thinking of the team right now, it'll probably be Eric Rowan, Joe Gacy, Dexter Lumis, and Nikki Cross taking on American Made. And I think with that setup, you can have American Made beat the Wyatt Six, and it'll be fine. So, that's what I'll say. If you don't want to have Joe Gacy get pinned, you can have, Dexter Lumis can get pinned. If you want to, you can have him pin Eric Rowan. Whoever you pin, don't pin Nikki Cross, and don't pin Bo Dallas. Protect them at all costs, if you need to protect them. The Wyatt Six can take a loss. It depends on who they pin. And by the way, you're not topping this match. This needs to be the main event. How about that? You're a Super Chat champ, 3 Diglets. 3 Bells, 3 Diglets said, "Ayo, whoa, Joe Gacy is a potential main event talent." Do y'all agree? I'm just curious about that. But yeah, they're getting that match next week. That's going to be fire. I am excited about that for sure. After this, we had, I believe, Shayna Baszler versus Zelina Vega, right? I'm actually looking at it just to be sure. Yeah, the pure effing cringe. the Pure Fusion Collective. Oh my god, that name. PFC 3. Oh my god, it's so bad. Like every week, it's mind-numbing how bad that name is. I am waiting for someone on the main roster to just start knocking them for it. And here's the thing: this didn't come from Triple H. This came from them. Sonya, Shayna, and Zoe. This came from them. And to me, it's just like, why didn't y'all go with Pure Fighters Club? It's right there. That's a much better name. But I guess they wanted to give them some creative freedom. Pure Fusion Collective. Oh my goodness. PFC, 3-piece deal. I don't give a shit. This name sucks. 3-piece special PFC. I don't know. Y'all help me with this. I can't do it. Zelina has an average match with Shayna Baszler. Zelina needs to work on her in-ring ability and laying it in. You can tell Zelina doesn't want to hurt anybody. And it's kind of pissing me off. I love her, but it's like, Zelina, hit them. You know what I mean? Like, hit them. You guys can take shots. You're fighting Shayna Baszler. Hit her. Like, there was a spot where she was going for a super kick and her feet went nowhere near her face. Hit her. Please. It's okay. She can take it. I promise you. Shayna does end up beating Zelina with a knee to the face. The finish was stupid. There was interference from PCF. FCP is a terrible name. But PFC, Pure Fusion Collective. And then I think Lyra Valkyria tried to come out and make the save. She gets her ass kicked. And then they cut a promo basically saying this is our division now. And if you're going to take us out, shoot your shot. And then they put the guns up. Guns up! No, not that kind of. Not those kind of guns. So next week, they're going to be in Calgary. And apparently, Lyra Valkyria has the perfect person to tag team with them. Zelina, her, and a mystery opponent taking on the PFC. Oh my god, it's Natalya. It's Natalya, and I think she's turning heel. I hope she turns heel, joins. Here's the thing: if she turns heel and joins PFC, for the love of God, Natalya, can you change the name? First thing we do with Natalya in this group: change the name to something that's not cringy as fuck. That's not pure effing cringe. How about that? Pure fucking cringe, if anything else. But yeah, I think this is a sell for a Natalya heel turn because she's been a baby face for a while. So they might be ready to give her a different makeover, which would be interesting. We'll see. But that's just my prediction. What's next here? What's next? Is it CM Punk? Just being sure. Yeah! So easily the best segment of the entire night. CM Punk comes out. He starts by saying he never gets sick of hearing the CM Punk chants because Denver loves him. CM Punk chants, big reaction for him. He says it's good to be on the other side of a very personal and ugly issue. And now that that's out of the way, he can get down to business. And he challenged Gunther to a world championship match at the upcoming pay-per-view. Perhaps, maybe. I don't know. Who knows? But he challenged them, said it's about time he gets a bit of some gold around his waist. Because if he's going to be the best in the world, he's got to have some gold. Simple as that. And so he ends the promo by saying that when he takes on Gunther, he's taking on us. He's taking on all these other people. And he's going to take down the Ring. So the promo ends. He's celebrating. And when this was going on, I said to myself, you know, it's a bit too early for this. So Drew has to come out, right? And there he was. Drew McIntyre comes out with a hoodie, attacks Punk, beats him up. And then, after beating him down with multiple claymores, he takes CM Punk's bracelet. The same love bracelet, AJ and Larry on it. He takes it, holds it in his hands, starts caressing it, And then he breaks that bitch. He just snaps it, crumbles it up, gets the beads from it, holds it in his hand, and then shoves it in Punk's mouth. And then he starts beating him up some more. Crazy moment. And Joe Tessitore sold it like $1 million. This was where I went, oh, he's going to be just fine. Joe's going to be just fine on commentary. This was great. Awesome beatdown. And it didn't stop there, because they stretchered CM Punk out of the arena, and then Drew attacked him on the stretcher backstage. I literally thought he was going to pull an Undertaker. He was going to put Punk in the ambulance and then drive off with the ambulance. That would have been crazy. Too crazy. But what they did here was fine enough. I love that they did this because it screams Hell in a Cell. They didn't have to announce Hell in a Cell. They didn't have to spell it out for you. It feels like a match that deserves Hell in a Cell. And you know, in Bad Blood, it's going to have a lot of these grudge matches. It's going to have all of these blood feuds going into it, which is the direction. I'm seeing Rhea and Liv. I'm seeing Cody and Kevin. I'm seeing Solo and Roman. I'm seeing Punk and Drew. We might even get smaller matches like Carmelo and Andrade. Like, that's a blood feud. That's a grudge feud. So I'm seeing a lot of very strong, heated feuds going into Bad Blood that might get some blood in it. And if that's the case, one of them has to be Hell in a Cell. And the only one to me that's worthy of it, without even announcing it, is Punk and Drew. I've seen people on different channels say ambulance match. You can do that, but shouldn't the blow off be a much bigger thing? Hell in a Cell. Hell in a Cell feels better, in my personal opinion. Hell in a Cell. When was the last time they did Hell in a Cell? Was it Edge and Finn Balor? I think it was. Hell in a Cell. Let's do it. I'm 100% in the corner of Punk and Drew being in Hell in a Cell. But I'm open to other matches that are worth it, like First Blood or Last Man Standing or whatever you want to do. Okay, after this, I think we got number one of the triple threat matches. Dominik Mysterio, Dragon Lee, Ilja Dragunov, of course, to determine who fights for the IC title next week. Damian Priest comes out to run off Dominik Mysterio because fuck that guy, right? I was actually picking Dom to win this match because I'm like, you gotta have a heel. You gotta have one heel in this match. And they said, nope. So what ends up happening is that Ilja Dragunov and Dragon Lee go out there and they have a good match. Couple of botches from Dragon Lee. You can tell he's a bit rusty. He hasn't been wrestling all that much. But Ilja Dragunov ended up pulling out the victory. Sweet. Sweet business. That's going to be great. He's going to be awesome in that match. And then after this, we had Braun Strowman meet up with Adam Pearce backstage. So originally in the second triple threat match, Bronson Reed was supposed to be a participant. Well, Bronson Reed, sadly, and I did see this, Bronson Reed caught the vid. He got COVID. He caught COVID, and he is now at home. Now, it's not a deadly OG COVID kind of thing. It's one of those things where he's sniffling. I think he lost his taste a little bit, but for the most part, he should be fine next week. He'll be back in business next week. So what will probably happen now that Braun Strowman replaced him, he'll show up next week and screw Braun Strowman. Spoiler alert. Braun Strowman does win the second triple threat match against Sheamus and Ludwig Kaiser. And so Strowman, who was injured, ends up winning the match after Bronson Reed took him out. Interesting. So you already know Bronson Reed's going to interfere and cancel out Strowman. So it'll end up being a triple threat. And you already know who's winning the match. You know Jey Uso's going to win. Because you know they want to do Jey Uso and Braun Breaker. And Braun will run through Jey Uso. And that will be fun. I think after this was the women's tag match, right? Yep. It is the women's tag match. So, Damage Control. Io Sky and Kairi Sane take on the Unholy Union, Alba, Fyre, and Isla Dawn. I was very surprised to see who won this match. I was certain Damage Control was winning. I'm kind of glad they didn't. Because right now, I think Damage Control could use a bit more work as baby faces before we start shipping them off to that top spot again. Let's wait a little bit. So they gave some heat to Isla and Alba, the Unholy Union. They beat Kairi and Io. Sweet. Now, Jade Cargill and Bianca was out there. And Kairi was supposed to die to the outside, and Jade was supposed to catch her, or Bianca, I think. Bianca was supposed to catch her. Kairi overshot her dive and ended up hitting the announcer table head first and split her fucking right eye open. She was bleeding, like this was all blood when she stood up, and she smiled like nothing was wrong. I was like, yo, that's hot. I mean, like, for real, like, we forget that people like Julia, Io Sky, Asuka, of course, Kairi Sane, these Japanese Joshi female wrestlers, they have a very high tolerance of pain. They were trained to deal with moments like that. So she probably just shook that off like it was nothing. She's like, I'm cool. But it looked bad. When she came up and you saw the blood on her face, you was like, oh shit. Yeah, someone needs to look at that. But she cool. She alright. But the Unholy Union is probably going to get another opportunity at the women's tag team titles. Boo! Since, as we just talked about, Odyssey Jones was not on today's show, we didn't see anything from Xavier Woods and Kofi, but we'll get into that later. We had, if I'm not mistaken, Gunther come out to talk about his win in Bash in Berlin. It had the highest gate of any arena. We talked about that. Any arena show in WWE history, and now us degenerates have the honor of looking at the man responsible for it. Why, thank you, Gunther. And there's more to celebrate since he beat one of the greatest legends this business has ever seen. And yes, he said a lot of personal things, and even though he was right, he only said those things to provoke him into being the greatest Randy Orton of all time. And he beat that Randy Orton. That big weekend was just another chapter in the legacy of the greatest world champion of all time. And then Sami Zayn came out. Now, I'm of two minds with this. And by the way, Sami Zayn came out, essentially said, I beat your ass at WrestleMania. I want a shot. Crowd loved him, by the way. Crowd popped for him. Of course they did. Sami's over. He's always been over. He's one of their most popular talents. Sami Zayn talks about how some of the greatest world champions were first great IC champs. True. And now he's ready to move up to the main event scene. Sweet. Awesome. He's been ready. He's been ready for a full year now. But I'm happy he's finally being moved up to the main event scene. And he wants to challenge the man that he beat at WrestleMania. The story's there. I do think it's a little too soon. It's very soon to send Sami after Gunther right now, especially since he just lost. How many matches did he lose to Braun Breaker, too? He's lost plenty of matches. Too many to Braun Breaker. So he needs to get some wins under his belt. Sami needs to beat a main event player like a CM Punk or a Drew or a Seth. He needs to beat someone that we perceive as a main eventer. Even a Sheamus would work. If he can't beat them clean, then don't send him after Gunther. So I like the fact that when Sami challenged him, Gunther laughed and walked away. He didn't accept it right away. Nah, you gotta get some wins, buddy. You need to, at the very least, if you could pin a Damian Priest or somebody who's a former champ, then yeah. Like, he needs to be a Drew McIntyre or something before I can say, yeah, fight Gunther. But until then, nah, like, let's hold this off. Yes, the story is there. He did beat Gunther. He's one of two people. Well, okay. He's one of two people on the main roster to beat Gunther. He is one of 5 overall. Okay, let's go through it. So, on NXT, Braun Breaker beat him. Ilja Dragunov, Sami Zayn, Chad Gable. Who's the 5th? There's 5. I forgot who the 5th was. Who pinned him at Survivor Series? Okay, I forgot. Whoever pinned him at Survivor Series 2019, put him in there. But yeah, like, to me, I'm cool with this. I prefer this. But Sammy needs some wins. So, yeah, if we're doing Gunther and Sammy for Bad Blood, I'm not mad at that. Especially if you want to do CM Punk and Gunther. That's the reported match for Survivor Series. Spoiler alert for the Hell in a Cell match. If we're doing Punk and Gunther, guess who wins the feud? CM Punk and Gunther for Survivor Series. Which, I have to go, ain't that a bit too soon? Because I feel like we should be getting Sammy and Gunther at Survivor Series / Royal Rumble. And then we should be building CM Punk up for Gunther for Royal Rumble / WrestleMania. But we already are getting CM Punk and Seth for WrestleMania, so that's not going to happen. So I guess that's why we're rushing this. We're rushing this match here. And it's fine. Yeah, Gunther's not going to lose that belt anytime soon. That being said, if we're doing Punk at Survivor Series, we're doing Sammy at Bad Blood, who does he fight at WrestleMania? We're not doing him and Seth, because Seth is going to fight Punk. What will probably happen is Punk will fight Gunther at Survivor Series, Seth will fight Gunther at Royal Rumble. That spot's open. Very curious to know who they do. Now, Franklin Torres suggested Chad Gable. Franklin, I love you. I love you for suggesting Chad Gable. If they do Chad Gable, Gable needs to win. Someone said John Cena. John Cena should be fighting Cody Rhodes. John Cena should be going after the World Championship. Because if we're doing Roman Reigns and The Rock, which I hope they are, then Cody needs to fight a Randy Orton and or John Cena. And I think that's where John's going to end up. I think John's going to be more of a talent for SmackDown. But we'll see. He's apparently doing like 50-something dates throughout the entire year, so he'll probably be on both shows. I don't know. But we'll see. We'll definitely see. Zayn and Gunther for the future. I think after this is the main event, right? Let me see. I don't want to skip over anything, but I don't think anything else happened after this. Like I said, Braun Strowman ends up winning that second triple threat match. He's in the match next week. Bronson Reed will cancel him out. Yeah, the main event was Damian Priest and main event Jey Uso. A Yeet taking on Judgment Day, Finn Balor, and JD McDonough. During the match, Liv Morgan tried to interfere and cost Jey Uso the match, but then Rhea came out with one leg, hobbling on one leg with a crutch in the other. And she's all like, oh, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? And Rhea said, bitch, I don't need a leg. She smiles, takes a crutch, lifts it, and Liv said, aw, shit! And then she starts running. She got the hell out of there, and Liv was, Speedy Gonzalez! Arriba! Meet! And Rhea chased after her ass. It was hilarious, on one leg. And then, of course, she helps distract the tag champs. It allows Damian Priest and Jey Uso to get the victory. They pin Judgment Day, and that's it. No interaction between Jey Uso and Rhea Ripley. Okay. That's how the show ends. So, fine show. I enjoyed it. It was a good addition of Monday Night Raw. For me, I'll give it a B. That's 8 out of 10 for you guys, if you're scoring with numbers. There's a lot of good things that come out of tonight's show. Stories are being advanced very nicely. I thought with CM Punk and Drew, they did a great job at setting up the Hell in a Cell match. You can see the direction that they want to go in. You can see they want to do Jay and Braun Breaker. You can see they want to do probably a match between Gunther and Sami Zayn. We don't know if we're going to get that yet, but that seems like the direction they want to do. Cody's going to fight Kevin Owens. He's going to fight Solo next Friday, and he'll beat Solo. And then Kevin will turn on him, and then they'll do Kevin and Cody for Bad Blood. CM Punk and Drew, Hell in a Cell. Liv and Rhea, that's 5 matches. They'll probably add a few more. So it's going to be a grudge match show. So I'm very curious to know who else is going to be on the show and what they're going to be doing. We got to get an opponent for LA Knight. Yeah. They gotta finish Carmelo Hayes and Andrade. That will probably get a spot at the pay-per-view. That would be great, by the way. So there's a lot we can do. Someone suggested Brock Lesnar. Ooh. Oh, that's perfect. If we're not doing Chad Gable, Brock, versus Gunther. Holy shit. Let's go. I'm there. But alright, y'all, let's move along to the live chat. Thank y'all so much for your donations. Thank y'all so much for being here. I'm gonna wrap things up by just chatting with you guys for a little bit. Let me get your thoughts on everything that's happened here.
Just want Liv to be part cunning and part badass.
Oh, don't worry. She's all those things. Liv is doing a great job with her character. This femme fatale persona. She's doing excellent work. By the way, once again, shout out to 3 Belts, 3 Diglets, who is also here in the chat with former champ Franklin Torres. They are building their match. Their illustrious match for WrestleMania next year. Can't wait for it.
But can you imagine Xavier Woods joining Final Testament? Him and Karrion Kross can have a finishing move together called the Wooden Cross, lol open mouth smile.
Eddie, how long have you been thinking about that one? I think you've been sitting on that one for a while, and you're very proud of it too. So I'll let you have it. That's cute. It was a cute play on words, sir. Congratulations. Wooden Cross. This guy over here. Alright, let me see what y'all been saying. Give me your grades. Give me your scores for Raw tonight. How we feeling about the show? I thought it was good, but I'm curious to know what you say. Alright, so you guys were given a lot of topics to talk about tonight. Let me see what you guys have been saying about those topics. Let's see here. Joe Chisholm, a mid-card guy being paid big money. I remember another company that overspent. Well, WCW. Hey, they got paid, bro. I'm not gonna get mad at wrestlers for getting paid. The Prophet DM said exactly what I was saying. It's not WWE's business. What is that gonna do? Oh, we're upset at you. We're mad at you for what? We're mad at you for getting more money? Okay, weird. It's weird. I'm sorry. If it's true. I don't believe it's true. Phenomenal Ace. So I can see from a business standpoint why WWE thinks that way. Me too, when I explained it to you. But at the same time, it's like, too bad, bitch. And I don't mean to be an asshole about that. Seriously. I'm not saying it's not a great thing, but at one point, is it too much? That is a good question. And I guess that's a question I'll ask you guys. Like, when do you feel like wrestlers would be getting overpaid? Like, what is a good stopping point for wrestlers when it comes to how much they should get on a regular contract? Because I believe that wrestlers are heavily underpaid anyways. So when I see a wrestler get like $1 million, I'm gonna be like, yes. But what do you guys think? I'm curious to know like where your head's at when it comes to that. Tony Hayes says TK is in the red, WWE is in the black. In the black.
$15 million to Swerve. Sir, will not do that lil dance.
Super Chat Chant 3 Digless getting his opinions in about this particular subject. Again, like, I don't even know if this is true or not, but it is definitely something worth talking about. Phenomenal Ace, shit, give Akira Tozawa $900K while you're at it. Hell yeah! Akira Tozawa deserves all the money in the world. So does Otis. Maxine. Okay, I'm not giving Maxine no $1 million. Not yet. But she at least deserves $500K. At least $500K. Let's see here. Some split opinions. 3 Diglets, your Super Chat champ, says that's the main issue. If they brought them in, they'd have to pay Roman, Cody, and all these other better talents than Swerve way more. And there's a lot of people better than Swerve in WWE. I mean, to be fair, yes, Roman, Cody. I mean, Yeah, he's not wrong. Randy, Kevin. When I think about it, that list keeps going. Gunther. Oh shit. Sammy. Oh god, you're right. I didn't measure the scope of how much that would affect, because then you got Becky Lynch as well, and then you got, even if they're not better than Swerve, their popularity warrants them to get paid more money. So yeah, you're right, Three Diglets. That would be a problem. Where if I was to bring in a Mercedes Moné who is making $5 million a year, and that's her standard now, then that means I would have to give Charlotte and Becky, Bayley as well, people on that level the same amount. Ooh, that would run up contracts like a motherfucker. So I can see from the standpoint why that would piss off WWE. But like I said, too bad, bitch. Pony up. Suck it up. Wrestlers are too underpaid as it is. Pay these men and women what they're deserving. Period. JJ Bulldog, if you're working in the indies, you get underpaid, but for global wrestling companies like WWE, you should get $1 million. Yeah. So he agrees that people should get at least $1 million. AEW is like $500K. Well, that's fair because AEW they don't work weekly with AEW. These wrestlers get time off. Like WWE has them working 300 days plus. Sometimes he'll give them some days off, but they barely get 60 days off. AEW, let them know up front, you will get days off. So it's probably 3 times like 180 days a year where they're off and they get to do other stuff. So it's different. Three Diglets over here throwing the shade. I like it. He says Okada mid and Mercedes mid, they not worth that money. Ooh-wee. The champ is speaking. And whenever the champ speaks, you gotta listen to him. But it is a good conversation. It's fun to talk about, but let's not invest too much into it because let's just be real. We don't know how real this story is. And Three Diglets believes Gunther is better than Swerve. Yeah. That's fair. Xavier Jackson says, it's not like WWE can afford it. And that was my thing, where I'm like, look, they might not like the fact that they have to pay Mercedes more and thus end up paying other talent more, but why are we acting like they can't afford it now? Again, I'm going to remind you, they're getting ready to make $5 billion just by simply existing over the next 10 years. They'll be okay if a few talent get a couple million. They're not going to give everybody no 1 million, but the top talent, like if Mercedes is making 5 million, yeah, I think Becky should be making 5 million. Charlotte should be making 5 million. Bayley should definitely be making 5 million. Like, that's not even a discussion. I don't even know what she's making now, but she better be making some top money. That's for sure. Alex, we need that Kicking It with Ross collab. People want me to do a video with Ross. We'll make that work. We'll see what we can do. WWE gets 10 times more money off merchandise and likeness. That's what I'm saying. Like, so you're being thrown money in the billions, and you're still making billions through other assets like merchandise, like selling out arenas and breaking gate records. They're not lacking for money, which makes it ridiculous to me, where it's like, y'all can afford it, you just don't want to pay it. Too fucking bad. Pony up. Someone said, oh, was it John Bill II? John Bill II said Asuka should get more. Asuka should be making just as much as Mercedes, Charlotte, Becky. Every top female star in the world, Asuka should be making just as much as them. Period. Io Sky, you can, maybe. I don't know. She should be making a lot of money, though. At least $1 million. Which I don't think she's getting $1 million. She should be. Dag nabbit. Alright, let me see what your scores were. People's scores for the show. Joey Dundo gave it a 7 out of 10. JJ Bulldog gave it a 7.5 out of 10. The Prophet DM gave it a 7 out of 10. Let me see what your scores were. Let me go up a little bit. Oh wow, y'all are really getting into this contract news talk. Okay, let me see how y'all feel about Joe Tessitore. Sounds pretty decent. Okay. Sockface would be calling all sorts of moves. Excalibur. Joe sold well. Joe's a great seller. That's good. Rio was selling great, the leg. People making fun of PFC, as you should. I love that. How much does R-Truth make? R-Truth makes a killing. He makes a killing. Plenty of money. Awesome Kong to win Rumble 2025 and face Nia. Awesome Kong is retired, sir. Not against that, though. Not against that. Someone said Joe Tessitore sounds like Mean Gene Okerlund. Mean Gene. All right, that's a big compliment. And he kind of does, the more I think about it. I was thinking more like Morrow, but yeah. He kind of does remind me of Mean Gene. I'll give you that.
Awesome Kong to win Rumble 2025 and face Nia?
She would have to come out of retirement, but I'm not against that. Definitely not against that. At all. How much does Little Jimmy make? Oh, Lord! Now the side characters are getting some love. I have no idea how much Little Jimmy makes. But we all love us some Little Jimmy. JJ Bulldog. Too damn bad. Suck it up and just live with it if I'm a wrestler. Seriously. Too goddamn bad, bitch. Pay me. I don't give a fuck. Too damn bad. I like that wrestlers are getting paid a lot more. I really do. I think that's really cool. And you wonder why Jesse Ventura got blackballed by Hulk Hogan. Oh, that's a... Bro, do y'all know the story about Jesse Ventura getting blackballed? Do y'all know that story? That's ridiculous. That's a YouTube channel named King Mike's World. He hates Mercedes. Uh-oh.
Emo, there are very few wrestlers who deserve a max contract. Roman is one of them. People are crazy about him. He has that aura. Everyone in the arena throw the ones up. People chanted CEO for one day and got tired.
Oof. I mean, let's be fair. You still got the CEO chance going, but I do agree it's been less consistent because fans turned on her very quickly. And there will be a video coming out. There will be a video coming out this week about Mercedes. We gotta talk about her. Because the hate's getting kind of ridiculous. But yeah, I do agree that her coming in as a babyface was probably not the smartest move. Even I was like, I don't think this is gonna work. And they quickly, to their credit, they just quickly said, you know what? Fuck it. You're a heel now. And that's been the best thing. Because she was a heel against Willow, right? And then they tried to make her a babyface after that because they turned her babyface against Sky Blue and then thought she would be a babyface against Stephanie Vaquer. That didn't work. Stephanie Vaquer was a total babyface. Crowd turned on Mercedes immediately. And then she was the heel for Britt. And so it's just one of those things where I'm like, just listen to the crowd. They don't want to cheer her. They want to boo her. And she works better as a heel any goddamn ways. So that's good. Maven did a video about how much wrestlers like him made. Definitely check it out. Oh, I'll definitely check it out. I might react to it. I haven't done a reaction video in a long time. Y'all, thank y'all so much for watching. Thank you so much for making me a part of your day. It is time for me to get out of here. As always, you are welcomed here in Alex's World. There's always going to be a spot for you to come and share your opinions as you file out, do all the YouTube things, like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and Venmo. Love you all. And always know, whenever you're watching, whenever you think about me, I'm thinking about you. Show your love to the mods. Show love to the Super Chat Chant 3 Diglets. I didn't see AMV combos in tonight's live stream, but show love to them as well. And I'll catch you guys next time. This is a week for AEW. AEW's having All Out literally 2 weeks after All In. I know. We're going to talk about it on Wednesday. But the pay-per-view on Saturday is All Out AEW. So that will be the main focus for this week. On Friday, we'll do SmackDown. And then Wednesday, we'll preview and predict All Out. So tune in for that. And whenever I put out a video for your entertainment. So until then, love you guys. This is Alyx, just Alyx, signing out right here in Alyx's world. A place it is, was, and forever will be a safe space for wrestling fans like you.
When you're when you're